Hello. It's been a minute, but your girl is back. Welcome to my channel. For those who don't know, my name is Malia, and today we are going to be talking all about sex magic. How to do it, what is it, best practices. We're deep diving, so let's get to it. Make sure you have some tea, coffee, your favorite drink, cocktail, whatever it is that you need in this moment. So, sex magic. Recently, I made a series on TikTok around the misconceptions of sex magic. And I received a lot of questions about how to do it, what is it, you know, can I do it alone? Do I have to have a partner? So many things. And because of the level of censorship on there, I decided to just move that conversation here. Now, in order to talk about sex magic, we have to talk about your sexual energy, okay? Sexual energy is a life force energy. It is a energy of creation, a direct source or channel to consciousness. And all sex magic is harnessing or channeling that energy, your sexual energy, for a higher purpose. And that higher purpose always begins with your intentions. Sex magic can be as simple as, stating or setting intentions or affirmations before pleasure. Or it can be really robust and get deep into alchemy and magic as far as rituals, candle work, petitions, etc. It's all about finding what works for you, but today I'm just gonna cover the basics. I feel like if you have the basics down and you feel comfortable with that, then you can allow spirit, divine, God, whoever or whatever you believe in, you can allow them to guide you as far as what you can do extra, the razzle dazzle, all the fun, yummy, magical things. Okay, so how to do it? Well, okay, I'm going to start with doing this for yourself. I know people want to know how to incorporate your partner, and we'll get into all of that, but I really feel that sex magic should always begin with self. You should always have a basic practice or just have an understanding of that type of energy and alchemy for yourself before you start including, partners, lovers, etc., because you have to be careful with that as well. But as far as with yourself, the first step, regardless of whether you're doing it with yourself or with a partner, is to always have very clear intentions, okay? You literally, apparently I popped up in someone's dream and they decided to message me. Haven't talked to them in years, but okay. Anywho, when you're doing solo practice, making sure you have your intentions together, because this type of magic can manifest really fast, okay? So when you're using your sexual energy, your creation energy, your birthing energy, it's literally like a straight shot to the cosmos, higher conscious, all that jazz. And what happens is a lot of times that what your intentions are will manifest rapidly. If you've made space for these intentions, they literally will fall out of the sky. And what I like to do is once I have my intentions very clear, like prime example, right now I am trying to manifest like leveling up in my business, right? So my intentions right now for my personal practice is I've created an affirmation for myself, okay? And I state that affirmation with intention before pleasure. And what you do with that is once you have your intentions, your affirmations, etc., what you want to do is go into the act with that in your mind. Like when people say hold the vision, you want to hold the vision, okay? When it's time, I literally just state those intentions. I set the mood for the intentions. I set the space for that to cultivate and come to life for me. So when it comes to the actual act of pleasure, of course, do your thing, do what works for you, have fun at it, but always keep in your mind what it is that you're wanting to bring into the physical plane. As you're pleasuring yourself, as you're having fun, if you want to affirm yourself and state your intentions, state your affirmations, speak whatever over yourself, do that. I definitely recommend doing that. Always keep it in your mind. Now, when it comes to your orgasm, in this case, we're going to treat it like it's the Super Bowl, okay? I want you to bring your A game. You're about to climax, you're having an orgasm. What you want to do is hold that energy and hold those intentions and keep that on the forefront. If you have affirmations stated at the time, you can say it out loud, you can say it in your head, whatever you feel comfortable with. But I will tell you that verbal affirmation, okay? Now, when I say hold that energy, we're going to talk about that because I want people to have a better understanding of your orgasm and what you can truly do with it for sex magic, and even outside of that, just for healing. Orgasms can be very, well, not can be, orgasms are healing, okay? When you know what to do with your orgasms and you are not afraid of them, a lot can happen for you. When it comes to a partner, okay? Now, once you have your practice down pat, you know how to do it, you're in the game, you're good. Now it's time to, maybe incorporate someone else. A big thing that I always recommend is to always get, consent. Spiritual consent is real, physical consent is real, consent. Always get consent from your partner. You do not want to find yourself in a situation where you are performing sex magic and your partner is unaware of that. Because what happens is you're both bringing your sexual energy together. And if you're using that energy for intentions or whatever the case may be without their consent, it's kind of like energy harvesting or energy feeding. And that's not cool, that's not kosher. It can backfire and you just don't want that for yourself. So always get consent. Have that conversation with your partner, your lover. Have multiple conversations. It may not be a one-time conversation. There may be things that you have to discuss a few times, but if that's what you're wanting to do, go for it. Have those conversations. So after, consent is there, y'all are ready to rock and roll. You're coming together to bring some yummy things into your lives. When it comes to you and your partner, it's pretty much the same thing. You're gonna come together with your intentions, okay? Now again, if you want to incorporate additional magic as far as candle work, petitions, all that yummy stuff, go ahead and do that. Now for me personally, when it comes to like partnered sex magic, I mainly just stick with like candle work and some tantric rituals, but that's another conversation for another day. But yes, you can add as much magic or as less magic. Do what you feel comfortable and do what your soul is telling you to do at that time. So with your partner, definitely, well, not even with your partner, by yourself and with someone, you want to make this act as sacred as possible. A lot of people don't understand just how sacred your sex is and how sacred your sexual energy is. So definitely go all out with it if you can, as far as setting the mood, setting the space, setting the intentions. It can be very magical, very powerful, very fun. Now, what can you use sex magic for? So a lot of people use sex magic to support their manifestations, to bring things into the physical plane, to manifest money, opportunities, whatever the case may be. There's a lot that you can manifest with this magic. However, I teach people to understand the healing aspect of it, okay? When you have an orgasm without any sort of intent or you controlling that energy, it just sits in your lower chakras. It just sits in your yoni, your lingam, your whatever. It sits and it expels, right? And at that point, it's over and done with. I like to teach people to hold that orgasm. And when I say hold that orgasm, I mean literally allow your body to open up, and versus your orgasm just being like centered in your lower body, allow that orgasm to spread throughout your entire body. Allow that energy to actually rise up. Allow it to flow through your chakras, your spine. Let it hit the top of your head and just, you know what I'm saying? I teach people to do that because when you do that, you actually open up your vessel to the cosmic energy. You actually become one with source in that way. So when you practice that and allow your body to become filled up with the orgasm, you actually allow space for your body to heal as well. Because as that energy is moving throughout your body, your energy channels, your chakras, your marma points, all of that, it gives your body the chance to actually release any stagnant energy. That stagnant energy is what actually keeps you blocked and prevents you from manifesting, from receiving pleasure, from all the things, okay? It just diminishes your quality of life. So you can use this practice to manifest, whatever you want, but you're only tapping into about 50%, 60% of your orgasm if you aren't actually allowing healing to take place as well. And I always tell people, if you're gonna come, you know what I'm saying? Like, do it all the way. Ooh, that sounded a little crass, but do it all the way, okay? We're not here for 50%. We're not here for 60%. We're here for the full 100. I also want to talk about tips for taking this practice to the next level. I know we've talked about intentions and being intentful about setting them, but I also want you to dive a little deeper when it comes to self and really use this practice as a way to get to know yourself sexually. And when I say that, I think a lot of people don't give themselves permission to be sexual beings. And I feel like when you don't do that, you can't step into this practice fully. When I say fully, I mean being turned on by you, your magic, your manifestations. Like, oh, my battery died. Okay, where was I? Being comfortable with being a sexual being, okay? You cannot step into this practice feeling shameful about sex or feeling any type of way about it. Now, if you do, because you use this to maybe start feeling more comfortable, of course, set intentions around that. The more confident you are in your magic, regardless of the type of magic, the better it will be. What has helped me become more comfortable with just being sexual is mirror work. I'm always in a mirror. I will not lie. I love a good mirror. I love to affirm myself, set intentions. I will sit in front of a mirror and do what I need to do, okay? And I take the time to affirm myself, to love myself, to touch myself, to just allow myself to feel me and to be in my own divinity and to be comfortable with that. If you're feeling like this practice maybe is too much for you, start with that. Start with becoming more comfortable with your sex and sexuality, and then you can start using your orgasms for manifestations. The tip is that it's all about consistency. Yes, these manifestations can sometimes fall out the sky. However, sometimes you will have to literally hold that vision over time. Every time you decide that you want to have sex or you just want to tap into some pleasurable energy, you want to make sure that you always hold the same intentions, every single time until it cultivates or until you feel like the work is done. Another thing about consistency is really holding that vision during the act, okay? And I spoke on this in the beginning and just talking about holding that vision, but you want to begin the practice with that vision. Foreplay, keep that vision. Actual, sex, penetration, whatever it may be, masturbation, hold that vision. When you're having an orgasm, hold the fuck onto that vision, okay? And even afterward, aftercare. I know people talk about aftercare when it comes to like BDSM and all of that stuff, all the other lifestyles. You need aftercare here as well. I feel like aftercare, regardless of what type of sex you're having, whether it's with yourself, your partner, full of kinks, or as vanilla can get, always have aftercare, especially with sex magic. You want to hold that vision after the fact as well. When you're coming down, you want to make sure that you're extending gratitude for this energy, for the pleasure, for the manifestation of what you're trying to bring in. Really being intentional from start to the end and even after. If you need to journal, do that. If you feel like you want to meditate, like whatever you need, whatever is considered aftercare for you, make sure you do that with sex magic. Sometimes I feel like the aftercare is the icing on the cake. So yeah, sex magic is very sacred, very intentional. Again, it can be as robust and fills with all of these things that you do, or it can just be as simple as being like, yo, I want to manifest a new job, so all of my orgasms are dedicated to being open and creating space for employment opportunities that resonate for my highest good. Or if you want to just focus on healing, you can. There are plenty of times where I feel like I want to work on like emotional healing and you know, address certain traumas that I've experienced. And I have used this practice to allow my body to rid myself of that trauma, the energetic imprints that it leaves behind. Like, when I say you want to use your orgasm at 100%, you want to do that. Don't sleep on the healing aspect of it. You can do a lot with the orgasm. And I think a lot of people are not rooted in their lower chakras enough. And what happens is, without this knowledge, that sexual energy just gets expelled and expelled and expelled, and eventually it diminishes your life force energy. That's why like practicing semen retention is something that, you know, a lot of men practice, because it's chi, it's that life force energy that they're holding and harnessing, and they're using that energy to cultivate other things for themselves versus just literally jacking it off. So yeah, I really hope that this helped. Again, when it comes to sex magic, it's really all about holding that vision. So definitely take your time and practice. I know sometimes it can be very hard to, especially in the moments of pleasure, it's hard to focus on anything outside of that. But if you're manifesting things that you truly want, you should be turned on by what it is that you want to bring into this world. Your intentions should turn you the fuck on, okay? When you think about those intentions coming into fruition, when you think about experiencing them, having them, doing them, tasting them, whatever it is, you should be turned the fuck on. Turned on, period. If you're not turned on by that, that's not the right intention, not the right manifestation. Go back to the drawing board and let's figure it out. Reword it, you know, sit with it a little more. Figure out what you need to do, but always make sure that your intentions turn you on. This is all about accessing an energy, a source, a connection that is within every single person on this earth and is available to you at your disposal. And I really want people to understand that orgasms aren't just this physical release. I mean, it is, but it's also very spiritual. It's also very energetic. And more people need to understand what their bodies are doing in this moment on an energetic level. Because again, there's so much you can do with this. So much you can bring into your life. So much you can release from your life as well. So don't be afraid of your orgasms. Don't be afraid of your sex, and don't be afraid of sex magic. It's not demonic. It's not all the negative things that people say. It's really what you make it, literally. So yes, I hope that this video helped. I hope that I covered the basics for you. I hope that this helps you create a foundational practice for yourself. If you guys have any questions, definitely let me know in the comments. I would love to continue this conversation. For those of you that have not seen my Misconceptions of Sex Magic series on TikTok, definitely make sure you're following me on there. I'm also on Instagram as well. For those who are wanting to take their magic, their sexual energy, their divinity to the next level, I do have erotic embodiment coaching available. I do have some slots left as far as 3-month coaching, so that is available to you as well. For those of you that are wanting to become more comfortable with your sexuality and just your sexual energy and understanding it better and healing it, I do have a free sacral chakra meditation that you can download on my website, and I'll make sure I have it linked below. For all of my herbal baddies, the Apothecary is still open, just restocked. So if you're needing any herb blends or things like that, check that out. I will be working on launching yoni steams, and I have another new product that I am working on, but I can't say anything about it just yet. But this one's for the men. I will say that it's for the men this time, because men need spaces to heal as well. So yeah, check me out for any of those things that you need. And as always, I'm here for you guys. Make sure that you're subscribed to this channel, share it with a friend, and until next time, peace.